Raging Rants and Review. Raging Rants and Review.
Outside the wire. In the near future, a drone pilot is sent into a war zone and finds himself paired with a top secret android officer on a mission to stop a nuclear attack. Pretty simple enough, basic, pretty clear cut. So, let's meet our characters. First, we have Lieutenant Thomas Harp, or Harp as he's called throughout the movie. Second, Captain Leo, the quote-unquote star, co-stars, whatever. Then we have Euron Greyjoy, or Victor Koval, who's supposed to be the nemesis in this movie, who has about 5 to 10 minutes of screen time tops, gives a speech, and then gets shot in the face. And last but not least, the honorable mention of the Gumps. We will talk about the Gumps. Talk shit about the Gumps, but we'll talk about the Gumps. As we start, we're giving Harp, who is immediately portrayed as cold and calculating, which Leo points out to him when he meets him, talking about his numbers and how many kills he's had, how many friendly kills he's had, and then how many insurgent kills he's had. So there's some discrepancy in those numbers, but we never get the full details. We just know that, he's killed some friendlies in his day, as we see in the opening scene.
Numbers. God damn, you a cold motherfucker.
There's some good action scenes, there's some good action sequences. A lot just doesn't make sense. So he's supposed to have a neutral face, and his face is supposed to give you a calming, tranquil effect. Are you calm yet? Are you tranquil? Do you feel the calmness? So we're shown that Leo has some type of fiber optic, carbon fiber exoskeleton, whatever, that he can turn off and on at will. It's a bit of a flex. It's bulletproof, and unless they're incendiary rounds. But he's got some icy hat patches that he can put on his bullet wounds, and they're good as new. Never happened.
What the fuck, Captain?
After we're introduced to Leo explains his mission and why he needs Harp to complete his mission, and they set off at dawn.
We're peacekeepers.
You believe that I have a timeshare in Florida I want to sell you.
As we see in the first confrontation, Harp has 0 combat experience. Bullets start flying, and Harp is basically on the ground pissing his pants, screaming, running around with his head between his legs. Let's also keep that in mind since he's green and has never done this before. We get about 20-30 minutes of plot movement. So for 30 minutes we watch Harp and Leo kind of bond, and it's a waste of time. It's just, like I said, plot movement. I want to take a moment and talk about these Gumps. Gumps are complete trash. Well, okay, alright. At least the US Gumps are complete trash. The Russian Gumps are complete trash as well, but at least they have 50 cows mounted on their shoulders, and all the Gumps are trash. And the coolest thing about them, honestly, is how they exit the truck. They jump down, it's a big thud, and they kind of do this Gears of War robot roadie run. It's pretty cool. That's the coolest thing about them. There's a giant flaw in the Gump programming, or I guess wiring, where they preempt, which means that they basically will shoot before someone has the opportunity to shoot at them, taking out the suspect or insurgent before anything else can pop off.
Shit, don't preempt, please.
Kind of sucks. Seems like a flaw you might want to fix. I mean, if you're having a fucking standoff, you don't want your Gump to shoot someone in the face and then be like, oh, all right, well, now we're in a fucking shootout. Negotiations are pretty much fucked at that point. These Gumps are straight stolen from Iron Man 2. Hammertech called, he wants his shitty Gumps back. The Russian Gumps look like the army soldiers from Iron Man 2, and then the regular Gumps look like the regular Hammertech technology from Iron Man 2 as well. Anthony Mackie, Marvel Universe, it's not a stretch. It's a bit of a reach, but it's not a stretch. Clearly, he brought some jewels over, but no gems. The Gumps can't shoot for shit unless they preempt and then they have perfect aim. Doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. So they get to the bank and Harp and Leo share actually a very tender moment where Leo has his tracker cut out by Harp, and it sounds like something else, but just close your eyes and listen.
Something I need you to do for me.
Are you sure about this? Okay. Oh. Man, I think I got it. This means we're partners now.
Harp is like weirdly grossed out, but whatever. I mean, it makes them partners, right? Yeah. So they get to the bank and Harp once again freezes in the middle of combat. People are running at Leo with guns. I can't stress enough, I hate it in movies where people with guns run at someone who either still has a gun or doesn't have a gun and then proceeds to do hand-to-hand combat. If people with guns have guns, you stand across the room and you shoot them. You don't run towards someone with no gun with a gun. Hand-to-hand combat with someone who has a gun makes no sense. Stop putting it in movies. Harp hides behind a fucking couch. Couches don't stop bullets. It's just not feasible. If I got an AK-47 ripping through, everything in its mom, a couch isn't going to stop it. But I digress. So people are hiding behind desks. Harp is hiding behind a fucking couch. And the militia can't hit the blue side of an ocean. Pretty shitty militia. That's probably why there's 100 of them and just 2 U.S. soldiers to take them all out. But whatever. I digress. They enter the bank. They take out the small militia. Harp hides behind a fucking couch, and they keep it moving. So we progress, and we see that the tracker that Harp cut out is actually being used by Leo to make it look like he has died. Problem number 962. Leo steps on the tracker before the airstrike. I cannot stress enough. He steps on it before the airstrike. So, Victor Koval, not in the bank, never was in the bank. The entire in-bank scene was like a diversion so that Leo could steal the codes. Yes, that is our twist. Leo is all of a sudden the bad guy, or presumed by it. So we see Leo doing his best training day impersonation as he explains to Harp why he has turned quote-unquote bad and has the codes and is going to use them against the US. He proceeds then to knock Harp unconscious. Then he wakes up in the desert after being knocked unconscious for an hour or two, which really isn't healthy for him. You should probably see a doctor. What we learn from the situation is that Leo is on his way to the super secret Russian base to launch the missiles and blow up America for some unknown reason. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he's mad. They go after him. And I say they, but I mean Harp. And of course, Leo has about an hour and a half head start. He shoots Anthony Mackie or Captain Leo in the back about 8 times with incendiary rounds. Harp just needs to verify that Leo was there and they're sending in the missiles. Blah, blah, blah. Everything's wrapped up in a nice bow. Blah. Okay, the robot thinks that the US is corrupt. Yeah, we knew that. They'd love to use the word collateral when they're talking about murdering people. Collateral, they should have ran faster. So Harp the hero drives off into the sunset and then for some reason is walking down the road. You'd think they'd send a car or something to pick him up. I mean, he just saved the fucking world from nuclear war. Sorry, not the world, just the US, because you shouldn't drop nukes on countries or atomic bombs or 2. I would also like to point out that the entire movie, Harp doesn't eat, drink, shit, piss, sleep. He does sleep a couple times because he gets knocked the fuck out. Mackie even has a line where he jokes about being a pasty old white guy with blue eyes, obviously a reference to Captain America. And since Mackie would be the new Negro face of Captain America, it's fitting, I guess. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of good sequences, cutscenes, explosions, shooting. if you want the movie to make sense and be good, it won't give you both. You'll be dissatisfied. The movie itself is about 2 hours long, which you really start to feel as it drags on. It's just disappointing how everything wraps up with a nice, pretty bow.
I already spoke to you, Captain Bryden. You're going home.
Thank you, sir.